Okay, just want to do a quick video lesson here, this time about the differences in the multi-day bounce and kind of how to gauge some strength behind it, besides looking at data. So right here we have Bsqr. Yeah, it's part of the same sector of Mrin, Auud, Blin. They all were running together. So we have this huge run. This one not as much. Some of them, Mrin went over or about 1,000. Blin and Auud, I believe, touched 300 plus. This one did not, according to, well, I guess Tim Grittani. I wouldn't say data because I'm still tracking it. But to Tim Grittani, it does need a spike at least 300%. To really get in a lot of shorts sucked in, a lot of people kind of eyes on it compared to one that doesn't spike as much. So you just want there to be range for it to bounce. So just think of it as a bouncing ball. If it's starting, I guess, for example here, going from 260s to 4, that bounce is going to be a lot smaller than if we were to bounce after it went from 260 to 8. Because you got that whole range is just going to keep going up and down, but each time it goes up and down, the momentum is going to be less and less, as you can kind of see here. So you could have this huge run, you get the bounce. Each bounce you kind of see here is just getting stuffed. So, and with less volume compared to when it was hot. So just got to keep an eye on the volume and how much it's kind of ran as well. But sometimes, they don't work out. Even ones that do, that might line up nicely, they don't work out. So far this one's just downtrending. Got burned the other day here on a high daybreak over 505. Or was it this? No, actually, sorry, this was yesterday. So I thought we were getting some bottoming action. We get a little gap up. Maybe it was too much for the day, but we did finish red. So this one's still going to be on my radar going to Tuesday for a potential reversal. MRIN and AUD and BLIN we already did it. As we see here, we have this solid bounce day that ended up breaking to new highs. Right here we have this reversal. Sets a high in the morning at 12.05 was the price, and it just didn't consolidate long enough for me. Consolidated for like 3 minutes and then shot up. I usually wait for 5 minutes, just so you could really see if the momentum shifted or not. AUD is another one. Oh. Go. You can see we have, this one's a little bit more of a choppy grind, but we do have still from 250s, 70s, all the way up to the 9s. Yeah, we got this reversal here. That was a nice play. Once it broke that high, it really took off. But also, according to data, it really does spike 25 to 30%. This is my data that I tracked a few years ago. I'm redoing it now, but still in my mind, 25 to 33% is where these short squeeze, these bounces kind of top out at. Sometimes you do have outliers, as we saw with MRIN. Yeah, that's kind of it. So with AUD, I didn't take it overnight because it was not according to my data, to my knowledge. Plus, I was already up, so why even risk it? You're up, take your 10, 15% like I did, or when you're up. So that's AUD. Bsqr, as we can still see, is still fading. So to me right now, that's kind of the lesson in this so far, considering 3 of the stocks bounced rather. I think BLIN was the only other one that did not go 300%, but it was a lot closer to 300% than Bsqr. As well as, let's see the, yeah, as well as the float here, we have 12.5 million for BLIN. It's 6.4, and if we're gonna look at the volume, it is just and comparable. That's really another, like I said, another gauge to see where the momentum's at. No volume past few days, so it's not going to be bouncing, and all the volume seems to be a lot more selling since it's just a downtrend. But we'll be looking for this to reverse. I will make another video lesson on it. But right now, I just want to go through how they don't all work out the same. They really don't. This one still has to spike. BLIN was weird because we had a crazy gap up after this red day, and it was still holding up, so it still could have still acted as a multi-day bounce. You can see here. Once it broke those highs. Sorry, I got interrupted. But I was already pretty much done. So yeah, just gotta keep an eye on the volume, see how much it's ran, to see the range it has. Float and volume are going to be key. As you can see, BLIN ended up having its bounce day while Bsqr was still fading, and we can see the difference: higher float and less volume on this one. But yeah, just going over the daily charts again for anyone who needs to see it. They don't always act the same, so don't just try to get this specific pattern stuck in your head when, as you can see, AUD would freak you out. Yeah, here's MRIN. This one's more of a typical bounce, but even usually, they usually maybe dip a little more, then they'll have a bounce. But it's just like the image that we're kind of used to. They don't all work the same, as I said. So just gotta keep an eye on volume and float, and key levels where it looks like it's bottoming.